Are you a hockey fan? Love collecting memorabilia from your favorite players and teams? Then it's time to join 506 Breaks. Every week, we bring you exciting events packed with signed jerseys, pucks, picks, high-end cards, and more. From Montreal Monday to Toronto Tuesday, or the new Rising Stars event, there's always something for everyone. And for just $5, you can score big in our $5 Headliners event. Feeling lucky? Don't miss our fan favorite, Sunday Fun Day, every Sunday evening. All of this run by the man behind the magic, Stu, the place to be for hockey collectors. Join the 506 Breaks community today, where every event is a winning shot.
Hello again.
Greetings,
everybody.
Salutations.
Well, we're coming to you. The Finland-Sweden game just finished in a shootout. And
Extra shooters.
At first I was, as you should be as a hockey fan, I was annoyed. I did the whole, can you believe it went to 3-on-3 overtime, 10-minute periods for an elimination game? And then it was super good. And I was like, well, this is kind of exciting. but
and then they had to stop that excitement to start drilling up the ice.
Yeah.
That was strange.
Still don't fully know what the issue was, but they had the maintenance guy out there, the Zamboni come out again, and they didn't go to commercial because none of it was
yeah, that was
it was all unexpected. But I was like, at first I was annoyed, but then that kind of 3-on-3 overtime is the good kind. It's not like game 42 in the NHL regular season 3-on-3 overtime where they just play keep away for 4 minutes and attempt a shot that hopefully won't go the other way on them, right? It's actually a lot more and plus it's 18-year-old kids, so they're just more chaotic. It's great.
I've never known how I felt about any elimination game. You know how even you dream about this when you're a kid, but even in a series, game 7 overtime, to come down to next goal wins with two teams that are that close.
Yeah.
Still feels like an inch to the left, you know what I mean? Or an inch to the right. But to have these single elimination game tournaments and you can come down to a shootout and you completely take the team aspect out of it is a very I don't know, but I don't know what the fix is either because you can't go all night. So you know what I mean? Yeah. The other argument is, well, you should have been good enough to end her in regulation. So
yeah.
If you're up by 3, that doesn't happen.
It gets really weird when it's tournaments like this. Everybody's using the same rink and there's another game starting in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And so here's the rules of the oh wait, no. Hold on. On the wrong page. Oh, this is the Ice Hockey World Championship. This is not.
See, and the maintenance crews have to come out there and get set up for the shootout and stuff. Had me looking forward to the Olympics and thinking, oh, what kind of shenanigans might we see from a rink crew in Italy?
Okay. So, all right, I got it now. Sorry. Short circuiting over here. So this is the Milano Cortina 2026. I'm on the right IHF page. In case of a tie, the conclusion regulation time, qualification, playoff, quarterfinal, semifinal game, and bronze medal game, there will be a 10-minute sudden death overtime. after a 3-minute intermission. So that's what we just saw in the World Juniors. The overtime shall be played, basically saying 3-on-3. And then, so then in the gold medal game, 20-minute sudden death overtime period will be played. And there will be an 18-minute intermission. The overtime period shall be played 3-on-3. So that is the Olympic rules. If it's the gold medal game, the only difference is it's 20-minute periods instead of 10.
It's 3-on-3?
It still goes to a shootout after that.
I'm just shootout procedure.
What's the 18-minute intermission? Is that between the third and the 3-on-3?
I think that's specific to the gold medal game.
Makes sense. There's no game coming up after that one, so you can do what you want.
Yeah, I guess. So the overtime period shall be played with each team. I don't know. The team which scores a goal. No, it doesn't say. Oh, sorry. In the gold medal game, overtime periods will be played until the winning goal is scored. There you go. So yeah. No shootout.
I thought you said periods.
So no shootout for a gold medal.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I just wanted to see what that was going to be, because that's pretty wild though, 3-on-3. But I think we kind of talked about this like at the Four Nations. Like it's 3-on-3, but really like whatever 3 guys you throw out there, it's like it's like a first line. You know what I mean? Like there's so many players that you could rotate
for
through.
Canada.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, the U.S. ends up in an overtime and they could throw at all their role players that they picked. See how that goes.
Oh man.
Yeah,
you definitely wouldn't want a Jason Robertson in that situation, eh?
No. You want responsible defense. That.
Wow.
Dear. So there you go. Yeah. That's in the meantime, some NHL news, I guess we could talk about. We just did our Olympic episode, but we could talk about what's going on in the NHL. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about straight away?
I have 2. Buffalo and Colorado.
I love this. I love the Sabres. This is like every couple of years they do this 10-game win streak.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, wow, have they really arrived? And then they lose a few, and then they go right back to being the Buffalo Sabres that we all know.
They go right back to it. I don't understand.
So
I just love how they fire the GM and then all this starts.
Yeah.
The new GM comes in, just sits in the desk, does nothing.
Yeah. He's like, man, I'm good at my job. But they lost yesterday. Yeah, they got smoked by Columbus 5-1.
Oh, it's just that what to expect email that went to all staff must have really did some good. And then they turned it around.
Yeah, the players get those.
Oh. Unreal.
I wonder if the players get all staff emails. Do they have emails too? How does that work?
I assume they do.
Can I email
all staff
Connor,
at BuffaloSabres.com.
Connor.McDavid at EdmontonOilers.
A triple dogged area to try.
You imagine?
Maybe the email said like any player who gets a hat trick gets one of those Sabre beer mug things for free.
For free.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah.
Only if you get a hat trick.
you win 3 in a row, we'll get you some Anaheim Ducks merch because their merch is cool.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I knew it was going to come to an end there soon. I didn't know how far it was going to go this time, but they hit 10, and then it was pretty handily by Columbus, eh?
Yeah, it was 5-1. So now we'll see what happens here. Do they kind of keep it together, or is that kind of it?
Yeah, who knows?
Has that moved them up enough where they just have to play average from this point out to stay in the playoff hunt?
Just looking at that, and
because like the Leafs have to be really good.
yeah, like it's crazy. There's no team in the East below 500.
No, it's weird.
So like Buffalo goes on that 10-game win streak, and they lost a game. They were in a wild card spot, but now they're like second place out of a wild card spot. It's just insane. So like you're talking about the Leafs, Gary, they're 45 points. Washington's in the second wild card spot with 48 points.
Yep.
It's just insane. And you're talking about like the best team in the East right now is the Lightning, and they only have 53. Like every time I feel like I look at the East, I'm like, it's a whole different set of teams.
Yeah. Nobody loses.
I don't have it up, but I'm going to go look here. The other night I looked, and a couple games have happened since then, but between last and first in the East was just an 11-point spread.
Right now, it is 10.
Like
10
that's
points.
Just unheard of.
5 wins is the difference.
So Columbus is in 16th in the East with 43. Tampa's in first with 53. That's 5 wins difference. Like that's insane.
And then you look at the Central, and Minnesota's in third with 58 points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. So great. Yeah. The West is very different. But
very different.
But really it's only different for 3 teams. Like if you look in the West at the way it's kind of split, like the Wild, the Stars are kind of in a tier of their own above everyone else. And then the Avs are in another tier completely separate from those two by themselves.
So just to give you like the point spread fiasco here, Gary, because Toronto needs to be very good to get in now. And they've been getting more points than not their last 8 games. But, and I said to someone last night, if you're going to lose her in overtime, right?
Yep.
So Toronto has 45 points, which puts them in 14th in the East. But if they were in the West, they'd be 6th.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
It's a pretty wild year. It's a pretty wild year that I don't know, just the way the parity and the points are spread around. It just feels wide open.
It's so strange.
The East, they just took like Gandalf's staff and stuck it in the ground and says, "Thou shalt not lose."
There's only a 5.
Everybody gets a point.
There's a 5-point difference between 5th and 14th. That's just insane.
The biggest losing streak right now in the East is Carolina with 3. That's it. Like everyone else has either won or lost. Like in the last, you know what I mean? Like
the points are that close, but then Buffalo goes on that huge winning streak, loses one game, and they're still not in the playoffs because it doesn't matter because everybody gets points every game.
Everybody's getting points.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then if you look at like the goal differential per team, like in the East, the Lightning really stand out. They're at plus 32. And then then you have Washington is the next highest, and they're a half of that at plus 14. and the Canes are at plus 11. And then like from there, everyone else is like hovering pretty close to zero.
Yeah,
like
zero,
as in,
0, -1, -1, -1. Like you're
Like-
right there, right? Like a
Yeah,
plus 4.
Play for
plus
the tie.
4. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's very.
but like what in the world is going to go on by the time the trade deadline hits? Sellers and buyers, like who the heck is going to straighten that out?
I'll tell you one thing though, it's a year in the East where your away games really, really matter. They really matter because you need to steal points from other East teams, and you can't waste opportunities when you go West. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And in the West just doesn't have that problem. Like it's just not. You know what I mean? How many points does, I don't have it up, but Carolina has 69 points?
51.
I'm looking at, so Colorado has 69 points.
I was going to say, I think you're looking at
Colorado has 69 points. Winnipeg has 34.
Yeah.
Like just.
But that's the thing is like, if you go down, like Dallas is, they're 11 points ahead of Dallas.
Yep.
In second. So if you do from Dallas to Winnipeg, the gap drops by 11 points between the second and 16th.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the Central is just absolutely insane.
You were asking what's going to happen at the trade deadline. And that's an interesting thing to think about this year, too, because nobody's a buyer, nobody's a seller. But you do have this month-long gap where a bunch of GMs are just sitting back with their arms
chatting.
folded.
Yeah.
So do you end up with like crazy trades or no trades or?
Yeah, because when the Olympic break is done, the trade deadline is basically a month away.
March 6th. It's March
not a
6th.
month away. Sorry. Yeah. It's a week away. Yeah. So that's going to be wild.
I could see it going either way. Nothing happens because nobody wants to sell or anything. So everybody's still in it. Or everybody just drops the floor out from underneath everybody because their GMs have been sitting around waiting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to say it ends up being a whole lot of nothing because even when there's been more clear winners and losers in the past several years, the trade deadline has gotten like less and less of a blockbuster type trade time. But and really I think there's going to be some teams in the West. Like, I don't know what went on with Winnipeg. They are dead last in the West. And like they were supposed to be, they're supposed to be in their window now. And they've got, arguably the best goalie in the league. And they got Scheifele having a career year. I wonder if he should be on the Olympic team. Anyways. You got Vancouver, who's kind of in a rebuild. Chicago is sort of still showing like, yeah, okay, we're showing flashes here and there of the team we can be, but, we're still not good.
They're building.
Yeah, they're building, right? Utah kind of similar. Utah's forever going to be like, I don't quite know what to expect from them. So I don't know. Calgary, another one. Like, so I could see some of those teams maybe, saying like, okay, it's not our year.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking to move some pieces. I think Vancouver has said that they're willing to listen on just about anybody. So yeah, but I just think that's a huge story. The parity in the league this season is crazy. Except for Colorado. No parity there.
That was a good segue. That's good.
You like that?
Does it feel good being that far out in front in the regular season, or does that make you nervous?
Wow. The Colorado ghosts are trying to silence you, Gary.
I heard noise coming from somewhere.
Just so anyone listening online and not watching the video, Gary has a big the Bush League Hockey Podcast sign that's really nice, actually, hung up behind him, and the whole thing just fell and they took him out.
I was attacked.
Yeah.
The timing of that. So does that make you nervous or wham?
I was going to say, as a Leafs fan, I could tell you what my answer would be.
Well, maybe it's overconfidence, but and this is old news now, but I like when people bring that up, I say, well, 2001 they won the President's Trophy and they won the Stanley Cup. I mean, a long time ago. I don't know. I've never really put a lot. I understand statistically that it's true. I think that's more like, even if it's one of those things that, like, even if you finish first, if you have the best odds of winning the Stanley Cup, they're what, like 18%? 16%?
What's the worst that could happen? You end up facing the Oilers or somebody to get the wild card spot.
I know. Well, that's why I'm like, well, so Dallas, Minnesota, if things kind of stay the way they are, yeah, that's round one.
We're all clear. And then you look.
And then you're like, well, who's going to end up in the wild card? So, might not be so easy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't put a lot of it. The other thing too is, like, this core has won recently. So, like, if they hadn't won before, I'd be a little more maybe nervous of it. But I'm like, for the most part, this core knows how to do it. They know how to get it done. So, like, I don't really see like, we know we can just walk into the playoffs here and we're so good and we're gonna, So it's not something I'm nervous about.
Boston Bruins vibe.
No, and that's exactly it. Everyone go, oh, look at Boston, look what they did. And I'm like, I get it. I know, but like, that season kind of came out of nowhere. And, I think they just kind of, I think that was a lot more like, no one was quite expecting that. I don't think they were expecting it. And I think the way these guys the Avs are built is they're like, well, no, we got our captain now. We expect to win, and we're gonna go win. So
and they've lost so little this year that I imagine eventually, as the year goes on, because we're at about the halfway point now, that it becomes a pride thing. Like, no, we're gonna keep this going. Like, I saw MacKinnon the other night.
Smashed his stick.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, man, he still has that much fire in him. And it's like, you've had 3 regulation losses all year.
Yeah. So
and you're smashing sticks and getting upset and all fired up. Like,
2 at that point, they just had their third one tonight against the Panthers, 2-1 game. That was their third regulation loss. And the way I look at it is like, it was a back-to-back. They got in it was like 3:00 in the morning. And you could see, like, I was watching it before we come on here for a bit, and like, you could see the energy wasn't there. And Florida was also playing pretty good too, because they had just come off of that terrible winter classic indoors in a baseball stadium in Florida.
Indoor. Yeah.
We can chat about that. But Florida was playing pretty angry. And the way I look at it was like, they also, I don't know if you guys saw, but Landeskog also he left the game. It was not knee related, but he crashed into the net with his ribs and left the game. So I don't know what's going to come out of that, but it didn't look good. But yeah, I mean, giving them all the excuses, right? And it was like, they still outshot Florida. Like they they didn't really have their best game, but it ended 2-1. So I'm like, their worst game, like they've lost by more than one goal once. They lost 6-3 to the Islanders, and that's the only time they've lost by more than one goal. So, yeah, it's, I don't know. I feel pretty good about it.
Do we want to talk about that Winter Classic? Like, I'm watching the clock here, but
I did not watch it.
Well, you know why you didn't watch it?
That's my summary.
Yeah, because it was on the same time as the World Junior Games.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Put it on New Year's Day when none of those games are scheduled. Like, why? Did you
that's
do
when
that?
I was looking for it on the guide on New Year's Day.
Yeah,
I was like, and then all these other games were on. I was like, I thought they only put the Winter Classic on New Year's Day.
right.
Whole
Like, I
thing,
mean,
the whole setup, it's all strange. It was all strange.
Yeah,
I did see Kachuk come in Miami Vice style.
Oh, the only story of the whole thing was like how they looked and like all the off ice stuff. Like, you know, Marchand had his bit with Biz, like he always does.
Yeah.
And like
Called him a pigeon or whatever.
called him a pigeon, and they all look like Miami Vice guys. That was the only story. That was it.
Other than Kachuk and Barkov dancing with the cup.
Yeah. Like,
Which I can't believe they did that. Like, I am not a superstitious guy, but you are in a brand new season now, and you're dancing with the cup in a concert because you just can't play, but you're dancing around with this thing. You know what I mean? It was just very...
yeah.
I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't think this is looking the way you thought it was going to look. It just looked very...
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
no,
maybe you're thinking that, but I wouldn't have done that.
well, and like I say, I only saw all this after because like they had that on during the U.S. Finland game.
Yeah.
World Juniors. It's like
I think at this point, the Winter Classic is a local event more so than a TV event.
TV event, yeah.
But
I'm
it's
sure
really
it'd be-
too bad.
Sure, it's fun to go out and watch a game in a stadium.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
and,
used
like-
to be like, that's too bad. You know what I mean? Like, at first, if you only did one or two of these a year, too, like if you just did one a year, just one, not a couple, it would also feel like a bigger deal.
Well,
Like
and
unveil new jerseys, and there's usually new merch that comes with it. And
Sure.
you know,
but to me, the magic of it was outside.
it's
It
outside.
might even snow. It just feels
'Cause
like
it's outside.
grassroots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You had your Winter Classic game inside, just somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, I can't, I don't know. It
On
might
the-
as well have been artificial ice on the beach.
I guess the flip side to it is like I can understand. Well, like the NHL is always trying to push their market in the southern states, and they're always trying, especially like it's just crazy though to me that like the 4 of the last 5 Stanley Cups have been won by a Florida State team, right? And like. And so I get it. Maybe you want to have your Winter Classic down there and do something different like that. Cool. But like, they still don't care. The fans don't really, you know what I mean? It's just not like, that's not going to sell it any more than Stanley Cups and deep playoff runs are going to. Like, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Like, I think you should do it when they do it like further north, you know, and it's like, And they could honestly just keep it to original 6 teams. Like do it Rangers versus Leafs
Just-
with the original
No, it always
jerseys.
has to be versus Chicago.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say Chicago because that's, you know, Chicago, Detroit, whatever you want to, you know.
Yeah, that would look awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Colorado one that they put in like the spectacular location and then the sun kept on melting the ice?
It was Lake Tahoe. Yeah, they had a 7-hour
Lake Tahoe,
delay.
that's what.
It was Colorado and Vegas. They played in Lake Tahoe, and then the ice got so bad because of the sun that they had to stop the game. There was like pools of water.
So maybe that they learned their lesson there, and that's why they had a roof this time.
They had a roof.
Well, it was still complaints from the players about the ice and how slow the ice was. So
I imagine.
Yeah, like it's in a baseball stadium. They don't have chillers and refrigerators.
Hey, I heard they can do this anywhere. They were talking about Mexico City.
Can you imagine? They could just use that plastic stuff, and you know what I mean? Just play it on that plastic, whatever that's called.
I mean, at this point, right?
But
but I do miss the excitement of, especially with, there's a finite amount of teams here that you could do this with. It doesn't have to be original six, but just something about the vintage, the throwback, it's outside. What are the jerseys going to look like? Colorado with the Nordiques jerseys this year, that could have been saved for a Winter Classic. Like, oh my gosh, they're playing as the Nordiques. That would have been cool. The Oilers, they're an old enough team. You could do a throwback.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of different teams like that aren't, you know what I mean? Like Ottawa, you could do it with because there was teams before the Senators. And you could do a throwback tie-in. There's lots of teams you could do that with outside of the original six, right? Like, so... Yeah, Islanders, same thing. I could picture it. Like
but do it in an environment where like it looks at least somewhat cold. You know, because I picture like when they would first do it, they'd all have like those old school jackets, and it'd be the Winter Classic winter jacket and stuff, and you know, I don't know, that vibe was really fun. And just do it on New Year's Day, please, for goodness sakes. Just have that on New Year's Day.
Just have one on New Year's Day.
Yeah, we'll all watch it. Everyone will watch that.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but yeah. So the only other thing, I know we're winding down, but you guys have thoughts on Matthews passing Sundin on the Leafs all-time goals? Excited? Turning point in the season?
I said to somebody last night, I got a message from a hardcore Boston Bruins fan. And I'm only saying hardcore to put an asterisk on it, that he despises the Leafs. I think he might hate Montreal more, but he despises the Leafs. And when he said something about not too bad for having no heart, like he was kind of teasing about Matthews, I said, man, for a guy that the internet says sucks so much, he's got 421 goals in less than 9 seasons. And he just wrote me back. Like, you could tell, did you ever see like someone's writing and then they stop and then they're writing again? They stop. And basically, I just got a message that it was like, yeah, touche. I was like, yeah, because it's you know how he's one of those deals. Like, I agree with the heart thing a little bit. Sometimes Gary might attest to this too. Sometimes we're just looking for that little extra, you know, where's that dog, you know, kind of thing. But at the same time, he just gets it done. Like, stats don't lie. Like, he is scoring on a pace slightly better than Ovi's pace right now. Now, if he stays healthy and if there's all these other things you could talk about, but pure data says he's actually ahead of Ovi's pace right now, if that was to continue. But you'd have to be a freak in nature to continue that like Ovi has, right? So, like, well,
that's so this is the thing, right? If you're a goal scorer, I just think that's way harder to, like, it's if you're talking about points, that's 2 different stats that you can have a lot of, and you still look like you're producing a lot as a player, right? Like, points is what, you know, like MacKinnon is leading. He's leading McDavid by 2 points as of right now, with 74 to lead the league. He's got 35 goals this year. That's the total amount of goals he had all last year, but no one cares. They're just like, he's got 74 points. So, like, huge kind of twist in how he's playing, but because he's a playmaker and can be a goal scorer. He's got like, he's always staying at the top of the league in terms of points. But that's not Matthews' game. He's not setting up guys. Like he's a finisher. It's a big part of his game, and he plays a good two-way game. So like he's very responsible in his own end, but he does not rack up assists. And so when you look on points totals and stuff like that, he's never in those conversations because he's mostly a goal scorer. And we used to think about Ovi the same way. The only reason Ovi's been so relevant as long as he has as a goal scorer is because he's the highest. He has the most goals all time. Like he's like the best goal scorer ever. So he's maintained relevance for so long because he's the best to ever do it. So that's the bar if you're a goal scorer, right? So I just think like if that's your game, if that's the way you play, you just don't seem to get the same level of like, I just feel like the critique's a lot higher when the goals aren't, when you're not leading the league in goals or what have you. And it always kind of feels like it's a little bit of that with Matthews.
Yes, because with other players, you know what I mean? It could be that, like, I'll use McDavid as an example. It could be like, oh man, it's very unlike McDavid. He hasn't scored in 6 games. And it's like the guy has 12 assists.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like he's producing. He might not be finishing, but he's producing. And with Matthews, if he's cold, he's cold. And he's not getting assists either. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Like he's got 20 goals. Matt Boldy. So MacKinnon, this is a kind of an outlier year. He's got 35. The next highest goal scorer is Matt Boldy with 26. So Matthews on the year has 20, but he has 13 assists. So he has 33 points. You know what I'm saying? So like he's way down the list in terms of the point totals, and that's where you look, right? But
yeah, and miss some time. But
the other interesting thing with Matthews with that many goals is like Ovechkin has sort of dined out on the power play to a huge degree, whereas Matthews, this pretty much the whole time he's been a Leaf, their power play has just been hot, cold.
Yeah,
hot, cold. There's been no consistency to it whatsoever.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know what percentage of his goals are power play or not, but at the very least, there hasn't been any consistency on that power play. If there was consistency, the goal total would be even higher.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's a great point because it ties with, because this year their power play isn't very good, right?
Not at all.
So
better the last couple of games, but
yeah. And so you're talking about a guy who's your goal scorer and your power play is not very good. Like, it's tough to.
The whole team up until 2 weeks ago were suffering. That it looked rough. It looked rough, and the last 2 weeks, it's looked better. They look like a different team. It's one of those things that points wise, I wonder where they'd be at if they looked like this a month ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And something about Matthews was starting to look better, and he got hurt again. But this wasn't like his back or anything. This was like a blocked shot off the foot, and he finished the game. And then next thing you know, the next night he's a game time decision, and he sat out. And then Craig Button of all people, I think he said he's not there because he was down covering juniors or whatever. But he said, yeah, I heard he's got a little more pep in his step. Like people saw him walking around, he just looks different. Last 2 games, he scores 5. So, like, and a couple pretty ones, Gary? So, like, it's not like he looks. Now, this is a hot cold thing. Will he ride this out for a while and will look like that for the next couple of weeks? Because then we're talking. But he goes through these streaks where it's not unlike him to score 10 goals in 5 games, and then he doesn't score for 5, 6, 7 games in a row. So it's a lot of multi-goal games. I think he's already 5th or 4th on the all-time list for most hat tricks already.
Yeah. I just think like in even thinking about it and talking about it, I think it's highly dependent on the team. Yep. When you're a finishing guy and you have that finishing ability, I think about when the Leafs were at their best and like some of his higher production years with goals, it was like they'd have that cycle. He would kind of get lost in coverage for a second and then find a little bit of open space. And all he needed was a bit of open space. And he'd get that shot away and he'd score on it, and it just depends so much on how the team's playing. Like if you don't have guys chasing the puck down, getting the puck, pulling guys to them and allowing him to sort of drift where he needs to, or at least maybe make a play to somebody else and then kind of escape coverage or whatever. It's very team dependent.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, it's like pretty hard to, it's pretty hard for him to drive the play. And then also like, if other teams realize that, they're just going to key on him. And then, there's nothing else you can do, right? You need to have other threats that can.
And like Manor, like we said, it's not just like not having someone around them, because I know the people out there are going to be like, oh yeah, well Marner left and blah blah blah. It's not just everybody. It's the perfect storm. It's one of those years, Jay. I know you've witnessed those years before, where it's like, so they're already not clicking. Something seems off, and I'm talking. They've had so many injuries that as of last night, there's only 3 players on the entire roster that have played every game this year. 3. Mm-hmm. That's a pile of injuries. That is a wild amount of injuries. So, like, how could you build consistency when most of your team is not playing with you all the time? Like, it's
and
been crazy.
You go right back to the beginning of the season with them, and Scott Laughton gets injured.
Yep.
And everybody had kind of already had a guess of who they were playing with and what the chemistry would be like. And instead of making a minor tweak to adjust to that, Berube starts hauling Domi off of the first line winger to make him the third line center, and then all 4 lines are getting shuffled and changed.
Yeah.
And then you go into the season with not at all what you expected your lineup would be.
Yeah. I honestly feel like I've seen 0 chemistry with any lines this year up until about 2.5 weeks ago.
Yep.
And now they're starting to look, it's like, oh yeah, where was this? And Gary, I don't know, is it something like in their last 5 games, they've actually gotten 7 out of 10 possible points or something like that? Like they're doing all they can now, but it might be shoulda, coulda, woulda. We just talked about how it looks in the East, right? But yeah, it is what it is.
I'm just saying, this is eerily similar to what he did in St. Louis. It was this time of year. It all came together. It was like, what is going on with St. Louis? They were last in the West. And then he did the same. He's always kind of been like that. He did the same in St. Louis. It was just kind of like, no one knows what's going on. There's lines that no one looks like they even know how to play together. And then after the Christmas break, they figured it out. Everybody bought in hardcore. And then they became super tough to play against and obviously won the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. I don't even know now if you go every 5 games, you get 7 points. I don't even know if that's good enough to make the playoffs for them.
Well, because of what's going on around them. Normally it would be good enough.
I think the baseline is 5 games, you get 5 points because nobody loses. Everybody gets the overtime point.
It highly depends if the rest of the East continues to just play 500 hockey or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do teams start to separate? Do some of them sort of fall off now? Or what's,
That's the thing. It's not a normal year, right? For that.
I just think it's really hard to predict.
Yeah. I can't imagine being able to still, for the second half of the season, scoring 70% of the possible points available to you and still not making it because everyone around you is doing 60 or better as well.
Right.
It's very strange. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, boys, the Canada game is about to start, so we should probably wind her down here.
Yeah.
Looks like Tyson's ready to go on, cheer on Canada.
Yeah. Is this Yeah. That can't be a Jason Robertson jersey.
No, it is not. It is not. I had my Finland scarf on, but I took it off last minute. So.
Have you been hearing lots of American radio talk about tearing down the minor hockey system in America because of this quarterfinal loss? Or
Really?
nothing? No.
Geez.
That's what happens when Canada loses in the quarterfinals. So I just assume it's the same there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was jokingly, and I was thinking about it today.
you
I
heard
was like,
something. I was like, what?
I keep waiting for like new goalie schools to pop up all over Canada because we need to get to deal with.
It's up for grabs.
Yeah, well, because we've got no. Anyway, that's another hole.
May as well just send an e-bug.
Oh God. I had to go there. All right, guys.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good, boys.
Yeah.
Good work.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Oh, yeah.